was editing it, so I'm just gonna redo it. So I'm gonna do my makeup. I'm gonna go for like a smoky eye-esque look, because that's what I did in the last one. And I'm also gonna be doing your makeup. So first thing is I'm gonna take these Cetaphil Gentle Skin Cleansing Cloths and wipe down my face and wipe down your face. So, it's about to be Labor Day, and I have the day off, and so does my boyfriend, but I don't think we're really gonna do anything other than go to my mom's house. I don't know if they're gonna do something. I don't think they are. I'm only going over there because I did pick up my prescription, my testosterone, alright, on Friday because I had my wallet and I couldn't pay. And then I went Saturday to pick it up and they were closed. And I knew they were going to be closed today too. Because I knew they were going to be closed like the day before Labor Day and on Labor Day. But I did not expect them to be closed yesterday. So I'm not really sure why they were closed. They didn't say they were going to be closed Saturday, so it's whatever, I guess. So I'm gonna go. Let that dry. I'm gonna go to my mom's house, and she's gonna give me my shot with my stepdad's testosterone and let me take his testosterone. And then when I pick up my testosterone, my mom's gonna pick mine up, and so he can have it because he's not taking his testosterone right now because he's still recovering from his surgery. So he has a full vial that I can use, so we'll just switch vials so I'm not missing a dose. I know that might sound really like sketchy, but it's like, it's really not. And I'm gonna wipe you down, and I ran out of my testosterone early, so I don't know if I was giving myself too much or not. So I'm also going over, oh my god, I keep yawning. I'm also going over, so my mom, so I can see if I was giving myself like too much or like what was going on, because I'm not totally sure, because I wasn't supposed to pick it up till next week or the week after. So I'm only picking it up basically a week early, which means for like maybe like on one dose I did too much or something, I don't know. So alright, now that we both wiped out, I literally was like fully awake, and then I sat down to film this, like fully awake just a few seconds ago, and I sat down to film this, and now I'm like tired. So let's do primer. The e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. And my nails, they're like jelly nails. I like the stars the best. I did an eye on my thumb. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it. But yeah, so I know I'm gonna go over to her house tomorrow really quick, and I'm gonna have to get gas. Because I'm like on E right now, so I'll probably get gas in the morning or just whenever we get up to go over. Okay, I put some on me now. I'll probably just hang out with her for a little bit. My mom and I are going through this like, I don't know, weird fucking thing, like where we'll get along for a little bit and then we'll just like go right back to being like, what the fuck is wrong with each other? Like, I don't know, it's really weird and bizarre. Right now it's fine. So I don't know, I'm hoping it'll be nice to go over. And it was my stepdad's birthday yesterday, and he had a birthday party yesterday as well, but I didn't go because I didn't want to go by myself, and my boyfriend was working, so I was just like, no, we're not gonna come, because, and it's also like not at her house, so it's like pretty far. Like, it's basically all the way in Columbus. It's like, actually, it's farther than Columbus. I'm thinking about it. Damn. Oh, those are my neighbors. So I was just like, I don't really want to drive that. You know what I mean? By myself. So I said no. I don't even really know like where it was. Like, I'm trying to think, but I can't think of it off the top of my head. I don't know, my face just got like so red. But yeah, I had kind of a boring like day today, to be real with you. Like, I just I woke up, my boyfriend was already gone for work. I got up, I showered because I felt like sticky. And also, like, this is so team my bike. I literally don't care. I'm gonna mix my two foundations I have. This one is a full coverage foundation, and then this one's just a tinted moisturizer. This is by ColourPop. It's the Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Fair 4N. And then this one is Flawless IRL Skin Perfecting Foundation by Sharon C. I guess that one worked for like 3 cents forever ago. But anyway. Oh, yeah, it's like so TMI, but like my boyfriend has been like waking me up in the middle of the night, and like we'll have like sex at like literally 2 in the morning, which is like, I'm not like mad, but like it scares the shit out of me sometimes, like, cause like I don't know if I like fall, like, cause I'm up and he like makes sure I'm awake. I don't want to seem like that's not what's happening, but like I think I like will fall back asleep, and then like it'll startle me because like I'm waking back up and I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And that happened last night, so I was like really kind of freaked the fuck out. I think it's because of my anxiety medication. I mean, I've said this about a zillion times, but my Lexapro makes me fucking sleep 24/7, which I don't know if I told you guys already, but I'm back on my Lexapro. I'm only like a week or so back on it. This probably seems like a lot, but it's not that much, I promise. So, obviously that side effect of like being really tired is gonna be a lot worse because I just like got back on it. The reason I'm mixing these is because this is a lot lighter than this one, and like this fits me really well for like a summer shade, and this is definitely like a winter type thing because I just get so lightly tan. You can kind of see the difference. And so like I also just felt like really dirty when I woke up this morning, just because like I didn't shower, clean up after like last night, which is like actually technically not true. I jumped in the shower like really fast after, but like that was like a PTA shower, bits tits ass shower. It's what I like to call them. I think I stole that from like a Brandon Rogers video, so I'm not actually that funny. And I forgot to grab my brushes. I would be right forgetting something. I just couldn't figure out what it was. And I'm just gonna have to get up and wet my beauty blender in a minute anyway. Whatever. But yeah, I just like last night was like the second time, no, like third time in a row. I feel like in the past week he's done that. And it doesn't like, I don't like fall back asleep every time, so like it's really not like a huge issue or anything, but it just like kind of freaked me out last night, which is why I'm talking about it. And he felt really bad when I told him. It's just like, I don't know. But then after I showered, I put some new clothes on. I did like all my basic chores yesterday, so I don't really have to do anything around the house, although I'll probably sweep tomorrow. And then what else did I do? I just basically worked on homework. I got all my homework. I like have been submitting assignments like super early, which is what I want to do, because if you submit your assignments really early, most of the time like your professors will grade them earlier, and then like say you have like a mistake or something, they'll let you know about that mistake, and then you can resubmit the assignment and get full credit for it, because you submitted it early and they'll let you do that. Some probably won't, but like my professors so far have done that, and it's been really nice. So I'm already doing pretty good in school. I feel like I'm already working on a fucking persuasive essay for my English class, and it's about like AI, like art generators, whether they're ethical or not, and stuff like that. And it's really, like, personally I find it really boring, but it was like the most not mind-numbing subject out of the ones you could pick. So that's the one I picked. So I did all my assignments for this week, which I mainly had done last night. I just had to finish my main one, like a really longer journal entry, today, and I was binge watching What We Do in the Shadows while I did that, which definitely didn't help because I'm like mainly watching the show. I'm just gonna put this tinted moisturizer on you, and then put it up. Okay, so but I've been like, I binge watched like almost all of it. I have a few episodes left of the newest season, which is season 5. And I stopped watching it like at the beginning of season like 4, I want to say, because I just was like, okay, I was watching the show with my ex-girlfriend and then we broke up, and so I kind of stopped watching the show, but then I started watching it again, and I wanted my boyfriend to watch it with me, and he was like, I don't find it very funny, which is crazy because I think the show's hilarious. Not like, oh my god, I'm pissing myself at everything they say, but I do think it's funny. And if you guys don't know the show I'm talking about, it's on Hulu, and it's basically like a parody of The Office, but like with vampires, and it is really funny. It's definitely different in the new seasons versus the older seasons. Like the characters have definitely grown a lot, I would say, but it's still pretty good. And it has like a lot, and I mean a lot, of very famous comedians in it. I think Matt Berry is a pretty prominent one. I love him. I don't know why he's the only person I can think of, but like they do like a lot of cameos. Like Fred Armisen was in an episode. Like Nick Kroll was in and out. Like that's like all the people I can think of. The girl who voices like Louise in like Bob's Burgers and stuff, she is pretty prominent character. I can't think of the main 3 comedians that are also in it. I don't know why their names are evading me, but they're in it and it's fucking hilarious. But yeah, so I stopped watching it, but then I was like watching clips of it on TikTok, and I was like, okay, I just gotta fucking finish because I'm gonna get, I mean, I did get it spoiled, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you if you're gonna watch it because it's really good. Put some concealer on. This is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer Satin Finish. I need to get more of this really bad. I'm running low. I was actually thinking about doing like, buying some stuff off the e.l.f. website because I feel like there's a lot of other products I want to try by e.l.f. So I might do that. Let's get a little tiny mirror. So I was watching that, and then my boyfriend came home. For lunch I had a Caesar salad with chicken. I just tried a Caesar salad last night for the first time ever in my life last night. And holy shit, like I am not a salad person by any means. So I guess like that's probably the reason I just never had them, because it was like, why would I try something that like I know I'm not gonna like? Sorry, I have like, I think my foundation covered it, or maybe it just finally went away. I had like a scar and it wasn't going away. Okay, now I gotta find my beauty blender. But anyway, so I tried it last night and I thought it was super good. So when I was, or not last night, the night before last. Sorry, I'm like all over the place. This is setting spray. I'm gonna just spray on here. I've seen people do this on TikTok. I think water works fine, but I'm too lazy to get up. But anyway, so I went and got stuff from Aldi yesterday to make Caesar salads, and I made a Caesar salad for lunch, and it was like a big Caesar salad too. Lots of lettuce and spinach, and then I had a little bit of shredded cheese and croutons on top, and then I had some grilled chicken on top as well, and it was really, really good with the Caesar salad dressing, obviously. And honestly, it was so filling too. Like, I was really shocked. So hopefully, with my new food hyperfixation, it'll help me lose a little bit of weight as well. So I had that, and then for dinner, I had a lot of, like, I have a leftover mini, like, potatoes, because I bought them to make potato curry, because I've never had it, and I saw a TikTok of a girl making it, and I really wanted to try it, because it's gluten-free. And I was, like, it wasn't bad, it just was, like, I feel like it's something that you have to have, like, an acquired taste, too, because I've only really had, like, Indian food, like, one other time. So, like, because it was like the more I was eating it, the more I liked it, but then it was at the same time I also wasn't really a big fan. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably make it again and try it for a second time just to make sure I don't like it before I knock it, because I bought a lot of seasonings, like masala and like mustard seeds, cumin seeds, and some other stuff as well to season it with, and that stuff was like not cheap, so I really want to make sure I don't like it before I just like don't. You know, I'm sure I can use that stuff for other recipes, 1000%, but like, you know what I mean? So I had these leftover potatoes, and I saw someone on TikTok smash them and then put marinara sauce, shredded cheese, and pepperoni on top, and they're like mini gluten-free bagel bites. So I was like, well, I have leftover potatoes, I'm gonna try that. Also, I feel like this might be a little too yellow for me in this lighting. It does not look bad, but when I filmed my previous video last night, I was in my bedroom with a little bit warmer lighting, and this shit looked terrible. So I think when I go get another concealer, I'm gonna go for a little bit lighter, because this is a warm fair. So I don't know. But anyway, so I did that. I boiled the potatoes, and then I smashed them. The first round of them, I think I didn't boil them long enough, because I actually ended up throwing them back after. Oops, my phone's probably gonna die. Taste tested them, gave them to my boyfriend. He didn't complain about them at all, but I could tell, like, I felt like the potato wasn't fully cooked, so I threw them, the rest of the potatoes, back in water and boiled them a little bit longer, and then it was much easier to smash them. But like, okay, it wasn't hard to smash them, but it was like, they wouldn't like cohesively smash and stay together in like a circle. They just kind of crumbled instead of like staying smashed, and they started to like stay together after I boiled them a little bit longer, which was what I was hoping for. And so they tasted pretty good. I would say if you're gonna try that though, as much as I like potato skin, like, peel them, because I think that kind of breaks the illusion that you're having like a pizza-esque thing, because then it's like you get hit, like, I don't know, you're like biting through potato skin. So that's just my thing, but I don't think it was that bad. I actually really liked them. And like my stomach hasn't hurt at all today, which I'm like, yes. I don't think I've had anything with gluten in it today, so I'm pretty on top of that. So I did have gluten last night, but it is what it is. But I've been feeling great all day, so I probably will just kind of stick to eating my Caesar salads and shit. I'm probably gonna be seeing a specialist, a GI specialist. We're gonna do some contour, and then we're gonna powder our face. stuff meant for that soon. I almost brought a bronzer like a few days ago when I was at TJ Maxx, but I didn't want to overspend, so I didn't grab it, but I should have. I really should have. So I just used this shade right here. Let me get a brush. So, but anyway, I have a doctor's appointment this Friday, and then I have another doctor's appointment at the end of the month, like on the 20th, I think. Because, okay, so the 20th was a pre-planned appointment, and because I have to go, and like, it's basically for a checkup, just to like, my doctor's gonna see how I'm doing with my injections, like for my testosterone, and then this was gonna be a meeting for about my Wellbutrin, but I decided I just couldn't take it anymore with the Wellbutrin. It was making me too anxious, and I just was like, I just want to be back on something that works. So I got switched back to Lexapro before I was supposed to do that check-in appointment with her. And then I don't know if you guys watched my last video when I talked about like what I was talking about with my appointment, but basically she said if the Wellbutrin didn't help me with like some weight loss, because the reason I got off of the Lexapro was because I gained so much weight on it. She was gonna see if I could get approved for a weight loss medication to help like counteract the Lexapro, and I was approved, and so now I'm just waiting for the shipment of that medicine to come in, because the insurance finally approved it just the other day for the prior authorization. So then the pharmacy had to special order it because they didn't just have it in, because I guess maybe it's not a common medication for people, I'm not sure. But so I haven't started that, but I have started the Lexapro, so it's just gonna be a check-in for that, basically. And then but this appointment on Friday, it's not like an in-person appointment, it's just for a virtual appointment because my workplace banned earbuds, and I've been going fucking crazy. So I asked my store director if there was any way I could wear earbuds at work because my ears ring really bad. And if you guys know, like, silence, and I mean, yeah, it's literally fucking silent in there. It makes it like so much fucking worse. Because like they don't play music in the store or anything like that. And she said the only way that I would be able to do that was to get an accommodation paperwork in the system, and then they could talk to me personally about what they think is the best route. So they gave me accommodation paperwork, and I just was like, okay, so I can just wait till the end of the month, and then we can get this ball rolling. And they told me that I only had 14 days to submit it after they gave it to me, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's really inconvenient, because like, who the fuck can get in to see their doctor in 14 days? Not me. And so I called them, and I was like, hey, blah 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 blah, this just happened, is there any way you can fit me in? And like, first of all, I had to ask them if she could do a virtual appointment for it, because I wasn't sure if she had to physically see me or not for that, because I know for a lot of stuff you gotta have like physical records in case like they ever want to call you about it or anything like that, like the store. So I wasn't sure if she was going to be able to do that, or if I was just going to have to talk to my management team and ask if they could push back the date I could submit it. But she said it could be a virtual appointment, so I was like, swag. And then I asked them to schedule me for the closest virtual appointment, which is this Friday, and I'm gonna literally be at work when the appointment happens, but it's the only time they could get me in. So I'm just gonna be like, that's on y'all, because I don't know what the fuck y'all expect me to do. So I'm gonna wait and take my 15 at the time of the appointment, and then if it goes over, I'll just be like, oh well, you know, I can't control that. So yeah. So she's gonna help me fill out that paperwork on Friday, which I gotta figure out how I can scan the paperwork so she can like get it, print it out, and then fill it out, and then scan it, send it back to me, so then I can print it out for my job, because or maybe I can ask for like a PDF version. from my HR. I'll probably do that before I try and figure out how to scan it and stuff, because I sent her like screenshots of the paper, like bits and pieces of the paperwork, just so she could see like what we'd have to fill out together. So I don't know. I'm like a little stressed about it because, and I felt like so stupid reaching out to her because I feel like I bothered her so fucking much like recently, because I had to like bother her about, and it's like I know it's her job. I just have really bad anxiety. But like, oh fuck. But like I know it's her job and everything, don't get me wrong. But like it's just like, oh my god, I don't want her to feel like I'm fucking, I don't know, crazy and like I always need stuff. It's just like I just happened to have all this happen at like once, you know what I'm saying? Because I was really hoping they weren't gonna make me get like a doctor's note or something, because I've been using earbuds this entire time I've been employed by them, so I'm not necessarily sure why it's such a big fucking deal all of a sudden. But yeah, and like, plus I'm literally gonna see her in like 2 weeks from there, that appointment, so it's just like, I feel really fucking stupid for it, but you know, she doesn't seem that bothered over the messages. And my mom told me to like just shut the fuck up and not think about it, but like it's hard not to. I just don't like the idea of somebody finding me like annoying, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I brought all that up because either at my virtual appointment or my physical appointment, I'm gonna ask if I'm gonna need a referral to see a GI specialist at OSU, because I go to OSU for all like my transitional stuff, and so the staff there is fan-fucking-tastic. I feel more comfortable going to OSU, even though it's farther away from me, about something serious like that, because I'm very concerned it's something serious. So because I want to talk to her about, Mom, my stomach has still been hurting since I last saw her. It's good right now, but that doesn't mean it's gonna stay good. So I'm just gonna kind of keep monitoring, see what I'm eating and stuff like that. I've been trying to keep track of stuff and all that, because like, I'm so sorry that my neighbors are stomping. Like, I think their significant other just got home, so they're probably gonna be stomping for a minute or two. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm concerned that it could be something serious, like it could be a blockage which needs surgery. It could be colon cancer, which definitely needs surgery, or like some type of, I don't know if that is a radiation type thing or not. And then, or it could be like extra bile in my like intestines, because I don't have a gallbladder anymore, which I'm pretty sure also needs surgery. So very nervous. I'm hoping it's just like, oh shit, you just have like a fucked up stomach, here's some medicine. I don't know. I'm hoping for nothing crazy, but I'm like, if I'm told it's nothing crazy, it's gonna kind of freak me out, because it hurts so bad sometimes. Like I'll be doubled over in pain, like wondering how I'm supposed to go into work. So I don't know, but hopefully I'll get this stuff figured out very soon. I bring up the colon cancer thing just because I've been having like nightmares about it. And like my boyfriend, I probably could blend this out still. My boyfriend was just like, it's just because you're anxious about it, you know? So you're overthinking about it and you're gonna dream about it. But normally my anxiety doesn't like really get into my dreams. I'm not saying that's not possible, but it's just like, it's weird to manifest now than like at any point before. So I'm really just unsure. And I'm like one of those people that I just feel like you have dreams for a reason, and like dreams mean something, whether it's like super small or not. And like, I don't, that aspect just kind of freaks me out a little bit. So hopefully it's really nothing super serious, but I don't know. But yeah, so that's medically all that's going on and happening. I'm also probably gonna licenses for like surgeries and stuff. And I don't know if you get full pay or just like half pay. Because Walmart, I think, was half pay, which is ridiculous. You should get full pay because I'm not fucking working. Hello. I still have to pay bills, but that's besides the point. So I'm not sure. I'll have to look into that and stuff, but I know for sure that anything surgically I'm gonna have done, they're pretty much gonna pay for. The insurance is phenomenal, as well as they have like a specific thing you go through if it's like a transitional surgery, I believe. You have to apply for it, but they basically try and, like, if you have any out-of-pocket expenses, they cover them. So that's pretty exciting. So I've just been kind of waiting on that, but since October is coming up here, I'm gonna go ahead and probably start making my appointments and stuff. I just gotta make sure, all of that works out with my mom's schedule, just because my mom is who takes me to these appointments. Not that I can't take myself to these appointments or anything like that. It's just I have such bad anxiety with driving in Columbus that I refuse. So hopefully my boyfriend will get his license here soon and maybe he can start driving me. Because I drive us everywhere, and like that kind of sucks sometimes for me because my anxiety really doesn't like that. So, alright, that's all I'm putting this powder on. I just do my under eyes, my actual eyes, and then like right here with this Beauty Bakery pinch of flour. I guess this is a mini size. It's pretty big for mini size, which I like. And then I also have this Morphe filter number 1. It's like white, and it does actually whiten. So I kind of go over those same spots, but just like a little bit, like more. And I set my whole face with this. And I'll do the same for you. And now the Morphe one, the Morphe one. It came with like a little cushion, but I don't know where it went. Probably just misplaced it and it got thrown out or something. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of like go down like the bottom surgery route, but it also has me like really nervous at the same time, just because I'm at a point in my life where I really was not expecting myself to be. I never not once imagined myself to have like a boyfriend or anything like that. So obviously this is gonna be like a pretty, it's not like a drastic change, but like it's a change for like our sex life and stuff. And so that kind of makes me anxious. And I also know a lot of trans guys go through like guys dating them because they don't have bottom surgery, so they don't see them as a man. And I'm like, I have that like in the back of my head, like that thought, even though I know that's not what's going on or anything like that. It's just, it's hard not to like, I don't know, it's hard not to kind of freak yourself out about, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So, I don't know. So we're gonna keep using this palette. We're gonna do smoky eye. I don't have any black eyeshadow anymore, so we're just gonna use these browns and do our best. Actually, I have some eyeliner. I wonder if I could try and smoke up eyeliner. This might be a flop. So I have tons of eyeliner. Let's see here. So these are liquid liners, I think. So this is adhesive eyeliner by Lily Lashes. I did not even know I had this. I don't know when I got this. Maybe I've just had it for so long, and then it like literally, I feel like just magically fucking appeared in my makeup box last night. This is my Wet n Wild Breakup Proof eyeliners, the one I use the most. And then I have this Ioni 2-in-1 Lash Glue Liner, which I think I'm gonna toss. I just don't really use it. Oh no, it's not dry. Never mind. I'm probably gonna keep them. So this is another adhesive eyeliner, and then these are both pencil eyeliners. This one is by the Ioni brand. This is black, and I broke the like wind up. It won't wind up anymore. And then this one I think is not supposed to be black, but it's like supposed to be a really dark blue. I don't know if you can see the difference, but it does look black. That actually looks more blue, but it looks pretty black on my hand. Oh no, now it looks blue. I guess it was just the lighting. I don't know. It was just the lighting in my bedroom, I guess. That sucks. But yeah, this is actually my mom's. I've probably had this since I was like 12. I'm not gonna lie. So I think I'm just gonna try and like, let's use them here. Let's be smart about this here. I'm just doing that to make a base. Don't freak out, it looks crazy, but we're gonna try and smudge it. I've been like very calmed these past few days because the cicadas and like bugs outside of my apartment have been like really, really loud. And it sounds so lovely. Like it's like very nostalgic to me because I used to live like with a bunch of trees around me when I was a kid. And I don't know, like wow, this actually looks good from afar. Like there's this wing. Let's not talk about it. But like, anyway, I used to have this giant, and I mean giant pine tree up against my window in my childhood home. And, you know, all the bugs kind of would like settle right there. And it was so relaxing to like listen to them chirp and stuff. And I still think it's really relaxing to listen to like bugs kind of do their thing. As long as they're not like too loud or anything. I'm gonna get a wipe and like straighten this wing really fast. But like I feel like everything has, because the weather has been so mild, that like it's like now feeling like summer versus like when summer actually was, because I guess it's really more getting into fall now. Oh, it's still not straight, but I'm gonna keep it. But yeah, I just like, I don't know, I've been very calm, like, and relaxed. So I don't know if you guys can hear it. It might be too soft for my phone to pick up because I don't use a mic. Use my finger to smudge a little bit. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, so that's where we're at. I smudge the other side now. But like, it makes me think about like sitting out on my porch with my mom and my dad when I was little, and it'd be like 9 o'clock and the sun still hasn't set, and it's still light outside, and we're just I remember like looking up at the trees, like when I was little, on our sidewalk, and like seeing if I could see any cicadas and just like listening. And it was just, I don't know, it's like very calming to me. what makes me so sad actually is like I've driven past my childhood home a few times recently, and it looks nowhere near the same. Like they took out a bunch of trees that used to be there, and like the big pine tree I was talking about, it's no longer there. All of our fences are gone. Our hedges are gone. I think they even ripped up the porch, which was crazy because like the porch was gorgeous. This was gorgeous like wraparound that not a lot of houses have. It wasn't like super nice, but it definitely made the house look better. And I think the house looks stupid as fuck now, but I don't live there, so I guess it doesn't matter what I think. I love the house though. And my grandma's actually getting ready to sell her house, which is the other mean house that I basically grew up in, because my family lived with my grandma for so long. When we first moved back to Ohio was when I was really little, and then we lived there for a few years, and then when my mom left my dad, she lived with them for a while. So we, when it was my mom's weekend, we just go to grandma's, and it's gonna be really hard seeing like that go. But like she's so ready to get the fuck out of there, which I think is so funny, and it's kind of crazy because she's been there longer than I have. And oh shit, I'm sorry, that's kind of loud. She's probably been there, well, she has been there way longer than I have. She probably has way more memories about that place than I do. But on top of that, they built the house, like they built it. So it's just like, I don't know, it's crazy to think about, like not being able to go there. And they also have quite a lot of land. So like to sell that amount of land and stuff is kind of hard too, because it's like where they're looking at moving is next to my mom's house, and like no backyard, nothing. Which it's like they don't need it, anymore. It's not like they don't have a dog or anything, but it's just like it's not gonna feel like my going over to grandma's. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It's very weird. I don't think any of the grandkids wants her or my grandpa to leave, but it's it's not up to us. So I think the main thing is it's become a little bit too much like maintenance for them, because it's not like a huge house, but it's definitely not a small house either. As well as like the property, it is so large, like that mowing it is a really big like thing for them. I feel like this side is not as dark as this side. So I'm gonna keep blending a little bit. But so then they pay somebody to mow it for them. But I don't think they want to do that. I just think they want something that's less, you know what I mean? Which is fair. But I don't know how they're gonna move like their outdoor cats over there, because you're not supposed to have outdoor cats where my mom lives. So I know that's been like kind of crazy, because she's been calling me like nonstop, like, oh, so if we move, do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And I don't know where she got this. Like, okay, I don't know why, but she thinks like we're like moving into a house, like we're gonna buy a house soon, Kiera and I, which we want to buy a house because it would be cheaper than renting, and like a mortgage payment would be cheaper than renting. Plus with all of our utilities stuff, like it seriously would be cheaper to rent. But we don't want to buy our first house and use like all the government assisting with buying your first home, in case we don't want to live in Ohio. So we're trying to make a decision if we want to stay in Ohio or not. And we want to, if we're gonna move, we wanted to move to a blue state, and Kiera's family who lives in Michigan. So we have kind of danced around Michigan, but we haven't decided, if that's something we're gonna do or not. And it's not gonna be something we're doing within this year, you know what I'm saying? Or like probably next year. Because I'm planning on renewing my lease here. But like, she was just like, yeah, like, so do you want me to hold this so like when you have a house you'll have it? And I'm like, it's definitely not happening like anytime crazy soon. Like, I was just like, what are you talking about? Which is kind of funny. So I don't know, but that is something that we have like briefly discussed. It was moving, like trying to buy a house, and all that. But I just don't know how, like, you know, soon that's gonna be and all that. I really wish that, like, I wish I wasn't running, because I think the fact that I'm paying $700 a month to these people and I can't even like fucking change the color in the walls like with my own money, like it's not like I'm asking them to provide paint or anything, and I would obviously paint over it and shit. Like, I think it's kind of crazy. Like, it's my property for the lease amount. Why don't you let me make it my property for the lease amount? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I get why, but it's just like, ugh, I don't know, stupid. Because it's hard to make a place like feel like a home when there's stuff you can't really change about it. So I don't know. It still feels pretty bare in here. It still kind of is, like with the walls. So like, I really want to buy a lot of decorating stuff, but I just don't have the money to like do that right now. So I haven't. Like, I have to pay off my credit card in a few days, and I just bought my boyfriend's first anniversary present. There's a few other things I'm looking at right now, but I don't know if I'm gonna get them for him, just because I just really don't have money. But our anniversary isn't until the 15th, and today's, I don't know what day it is today. It's the 3rd, I think. The 3rd. It'll be the 8th, Friday. Yeah, I don't know what that lands on. I think it's a Friday. I think it's the next Friday. Oh, so you know what? But I'll be getting paid. No, I didn't get paid this Friday, did I? Did I get paid this Friday? Or will I get paid next Friday? I think I got paid this Friday, if I'm not mistaken. So then I don't get paid next Friday, but I get paid on the Friday of our anniversary. Shit. Oh well. I don't know. We'll see how stuff works out. I don't think he's expecting much because he knows I don't have a lot of money, which is nice, but also I feel bad because I want to get him stuff. So I don't know. I ordered him a pair of Crocs. And I'm gonna write on the box like, thank you for walking into my life like 1 year ago. And then I made him, I have it like, it's literally right next to me. So I actually made this a video where I like basically finished stringing this together, and like, look how worn it is. Like, it's basically all white. This used to be like purple and green. They're real crystals, so that they fade in the sunlight and stuff. But I made us matching bracelets for like our first date. And so since it's been a year, I'm gonna give us round 2, like 2 new bracelets, and I'm planning on doing that like for every year we're together. So I think that's super cute. So I just made those tonight. So that's all I got so far. So I'm hoping I can figure out a few other things to kind of put together. Oh no, and I have a PlayStation mug for him as well. So those 3 things. But I'm hoping I can come up with a few other things, because I feel like that's not a lot, but I don't know. If you have any suggestions, let if I have enough. That's all I have that I can get out. So I'm gonna see if I could sharpen this. Like, I don't know if it's meant to be sharpened or not. So I'll just, maybe if I get a sharpener, I can sharpen the actual product. I can never get it like all the way through. Okay, I'm just like making errors. We'll just leave it at that. Alright, let's switch over to the other side. Ah, fuck. These wipes work really good. I really like them actually. Okay, I think that fixed it mainly. Let's double check it. Yeah. Oh my god, I think I'm just making it worse. I always have that on my face. I just not noticed, I don't know. Okay, and then I'm gonna do like, put this cap on. I'm gonna use my Wet n Wild and do on top liner like really, really, really thin. I've been using a lash serum for the past few days, and I don't know if like it's just like the placebo effect, but I do feel like it's been working, but I can't tell. So that's what I'm gonna do. Just like a really simple line. Just like that. I wish I had some like white inner, like white waterline eyeliner, like pencil eyeliner, because I think that would look really good. So now I'm gonna put some lashes on. These are the lash selections. I think I'm gonna go with the top pair. That's the pair I use the most, I feel like. But it's because they look cute on me. And I'm gonna use my Duo lash glue. I'm just using this till it runs out, and then I probably will never buy it again. I don't know if it's my boyfriend's box fan or my neighbor's box fan upstairs, but I can hear it, and it's like also really relaxing me. I used to have a really old, dingy box fan in my bedroom when I was little, and I couldn't sleep without it. I think it's so relaxing. Like when the power is out, I actually have this Spotify podcast downloaded on my phone that just plays like this recording of a box fan so I can sleep, because if the power is out and it's just dead silent, I can't sleep because my ears will ring and I can't fall asleep to ears ringing, so I need some background noise. Baldur's Gate just came out. The new Baldur's Gate video game just came out, so he and his coworkers have been playing that like non-stop since it came out, because that's what he was doing when I saw him in a video yesterday, and he was being kind of loud because he was having a lot of fun, obviously, so I had to tell him to shut up. Not really, but like I did have to tell him to be a little quieter. And when I get lash extensions so fucking bad. I saw this girl on TikTok get lash extensions, and she specifically had like blonde brown extensions, so they looked a lot more natural than just like black ones. And I would kill to get my lashes done like that. I thought she looked so good, which I know it's not like I'm saying that like black extensions don't look good. Oh, I might have to scoot that over a bit. I feel like they both look good, but one is definitely more over than the other. Okay, that looks a little bit better. I can't stand when lashes look uneven. I think it's because I've probably trimmed this one a little shorter than this one, so that's why I think it looks a little off. Alright, so now I'm gonna do your eyeshadow. So we're gonna start off with this eyeliner. We're gonna do a wing. Okay. And then we're just gonna blend it out. I have been feeling kind of like extra like lonely recently as well. Like, so I really like, okay, so I would say I really only have like 3 good friends, right? And my one friend is from high school, and we don't get to hang out a lot because well, like literally just because like our schedules don't really line up very well, and they also suffer with like really bad depression. And so even when our schedules do line up, they aren't always feeling up to doing something or hanging out or even like talking over the phone. So like unless we're in person and like that finally makes it out of like when we're texting, I get like 0 communication from them, which is fine. Like I know that like it doesn't mean that we're not friends or anything. It just like that's just how it is. Do a little bit more highlighter on this one. Okay, you should be good. Oh, I'm still gonna need this in a minute anyway. Whatever. And so like that's fine. I've come accustomed to it. It's whatever. It doesn't really bother me. It just kind of fucking sucks a little bit. Okay, then we'll dip in other eyeshadows now. And then my other 2 friends are my ex-coworkers from the job I'm currently working, but they don't work there anymore. And I knew that we weren't gonna hang out as much because, well, that's just what happens when you stop working with people and things like that. And like I was like fine knowing that, I really was. But like it's literally been non-fucking existent. Like, and like what bothered me is like they've been hanging out, like the 2 of them, but like I haven't been included. And like it's not even like they asked, you know what I'm saying? And it's like they know when my days off are because I like they, unlike them, they don't have like a super set schedule for their jobs, but I do. I have a very set schedule, so I'm always gonna be free, da 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 da, and da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just kind of like hurting me that like, it's like it'll be days that they know I'm free and they just hang out with them, and it's fine. Like, they don't have to include me with everything, and I understand that 1000%. And I also know that they were friends with each other before they were friends with me, so it's not like I'm having beef with that, but it's just like I haven't seen these people in like forever, and like, I don't know, it's just like I feel like excluded, and I feel like it's on purpose. And so like, and I also like text the group chat and stuff and like read, or like it's not even read, it's just fucking delivered half the time. But then like one of them will send something so that the other will like almost immediately reply, and it's just like, okay, like I don't know, it's like, and it's like, I'm not gonna continue to try and talk to somebody who doesn't want to talk to me. I'm gonna do your water line, so just close your eyes. You know, anything like that. You know, I'm not gonna try and force somebody into speaking with me. I fucking hate that shit, you know. But it's just like, I don't know if I did something, like I thought we were all on good terms and stuff. So like, I'm just kind of confused on where this came out from. And I'm gonna do your top liner. So it's just kind of like shitty, because it's like, and it's like, I don't want to like be like, hey you guys, like I feel like you don't want to talk to me and be my friend anymore, and then being like, what the fuck are you talking about, you're crazy. So I like talked to my boyfriend about it, and he was just like, I don't think it's on purpose, like I just think that, you know, your guys' schedules just don't always line up, so then they probably just hung out thinking, you know, assuming that you could not come or whatever. But like, if plans don't work out, it's normally not my fault. It's one of their faults, like, which is fine. Even if it was my fault, it's not that serious. Like, it takes 3 seconds to be like, oh, I wonder if Max wants to be included in that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, I don't know, it's been like hurting my feelings kind of a lot. And I just feel like I have no friends, and I don't have like a social life, and like all I have is my boyfriend, and I don't want to be that person that like all I have is my, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but it's just like, he has friends that he hangs out with, but like I don't, and it just kind of, I don't know, it bothers me. I'm not gonna put lashes on you, but I am gonna do mascara. So just give me a second to put this stuff away. Sorry, this like lash is kind of bothering me, making me itchy. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. And I know communication would probably be the best thing in this type of situation, but it's just like, I really don't like, I really don't want these bitches to think I'm fucking crazy. Like, you know, that sounds so stupid, but it's just like, I don't. I'm gonna use this one because this is black mascara. The other one is, this is brown mascara. So yeah. I'm gonna do my mascara as well, but I'm gonna use this bottom part. So it looks like this. I'm gonna use it on my top and bottom lashes since I have lashes on. But it's just like, I don't know. And I think it is so crazy that I bring that up because like one of my assignments in my sociology class that I'm taking right now was like, that was one of the situations like that we were talking about with talking about like, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? With talking about like social justice and stuff like that. I think that's kind of crazy and interesting that it is something that I'm literally going through right now, and like literally my response on like how to solve that and stuff like communication, and it's just like, I know how to solve it, and I know how to be like a person who talks to people, but it's just like, I don't know. And I feel like by bringing it up, I feel like I'm making a bigger deal about it than it really is. Because this happened to me before, like when I was in school, and I brought it up, and they made me feel like I was fucking crazy and I was stupid, and then they just dropped me, like, altogether, like, stopped being my friend. And they never gave me, like, a reason for it or anything. And so, like, for it happening, like, to feel like it's happening again makes me feel like I'm doing something wrong, or like I'm being a bad person or something. So it's just like, I don't know. So it's just has me, like, kind of thinking along those lines and stuff like that. So that's what the mascara, I don't know if you can tell difference or not. I poke myself in the eyes, so things are a little blurry. Maybe it's just my glasses, actually. But I don't know, like, and I know that they have their own lives, like, they're very busy and stuff like that, but it's just like, I don't know, like, I make time for them, and I, like, when I have something going on, I think about them, and I think I want to talk to them about it. So it's just like, I don't know. And then, like, there's somebody at my job who I would like to be closer with and be friends with, but like, I'm like scared that, like, she doesn't want to be friends with me like the way I want to be friends with her or anything. So I don't know how to, and I don't know, like, I feel like people who become my friends, like, they make that move versus, like, I make that move. Like, so I just really don't know what the fuck I'm doing, basically. I don't know. And it's like, it's probably so stupid because she probably does. Like, we've talked about playing, like, this video game together after work and stuff, and it just hasn't happened. But, and like, that's like been totally my fault. So it's just like, you know, like, I don't know. I just need to shut the fuck up, probably, and like say hi and be like, we should hang out and whatever. Because like, there's a lot of people my age at my job that I just like don't talk to. I should. I just feel like a boring bitch, you know, that has no friends. This is the brown microfilling pen. This is the light one I have. This is the shade. Blonde. I use deep brown mainly because I dye my eyebrows. And like my dye basically right under my mustache. You probably see a little bit of it. I need to pick some up. I might do that tomorrow. I don't know if Dollar Tree will be open tomorrow. It probably will. It's fucking Dollar Tree, let's be real. The dumbest places on earth are open on Labor Day. I know my store is closed. I'm pretty sure Target's closed. I'm pretty sure they're closed on like most major holidays. Okay. Let's do blush. I'm feeling like this blush today. Let's do this. This is the Woo Me by ColourPop. But yeah, I don't know. I've just been feeling like that, basically. Like, I feel like the only people I talk to are like my boyfriend and like my people at work, and like I love the people at work that I talk to and stuff, but it's like I feel like it's different because like there's like work friends you have, and then there's you know, real friends outside of work, and like, and work friends can become real friends, but I feel like it takes a lot of time. Like, there's like 2 people at my job that I want to be friends with outside of work, and like it just hasn't happened yet. So I don't know. Alright, let's do highlighter, and we're gonna use the Making Memories by ColourPop. actually gonna do some inner corner highlight with it. I love this highlighter. I don't know, and it's just like, I feel like it's so hard to make friends because I feel like everybody just kind of wants to be left alone, especially in like public. So yeah, I don't fucking know. And like, I have people I talk to online too, but I just feel like that's different. Like I consider them my friends 1000%, but it's just like, oh my god, I didn't even do your blush, I don't think. Asshole alert. But it's like, did I do your blush? I don't think I did. Focusing on me for real. Did I even do your eyebrows? Did I do your eyebrows? I don't feel like I did. If I did, I'm redoing them. So how about that? Because they don't even look done. But like, I don't know. I just like want people I can hang out with and like do shit with, and you know what I mean. And it's like, I know it's normal probably to feel this way and like to like go through this like slow phase of like not having a lot of friends and stuff, but it's just like, it sucks, bro. Alright, doing your highlighter. Do your inner corner. Under your eyebrows. And then your lips. And your cheeks. Alright, so now all we gotta do is lips. I just dropped my brush, of course. I should have tried to whip my lash out of my eye. That's kind of funny. Oh, I forgot I had this lip liner. What shade is this? Oh, it's super pink. I don't know. Let's see. Don't roast my bottom lip lining because I had that double lip line. It just makes it kind of hard to look normal. Just like really dries your lips out. Yeah, this is super pink. When I bought it, I originally thought it was gonna be more like I don't know. I don't remember what shade I thought it was, but it was definitely not super pink. I think it was like more like nude, and it definitely didn't come that way. I'm gonna pop this Joyful Elf hydrating core lip balm. It's still really drying my lips out. I don't know if I like that color. feel like it's too pink for the look that I have on, but I don't really know what else to do. I think I'm just gonna, see, my thing is if I wipe it, it's gonna stain. Like, look how pink that is. That's why I don't really like lipstick either, is I don't like the texture and how dry it is. But I love how lipstick will like look, or like liner looks. Okay, I'm just gonna do some gloss, I think. Let's just do, actually I'm gonna put a little bit of this Milk makeup. I think this is the shade Work. I got this like a Sephora birthday thing forever ago. And then I'm gonna put some Glossier gloss on top. Last night I did this look with a really red lip, but I didn't really like it as much. I used, I'll show you. You can tell because of the applicator. I think it looks a lot better, but I'm just like, I don't know, I'm just such a gloss person. I use this Kat Von D, the Female Gaze red lipstick with it. That's what I used. It looked good, but like I don't know, I felt like this probably would look better. So, alright, we'll do the same for you now. Without the trial and error. See if I can spin this without the bottom broke, which is why I'm not a huge fan of like the Milk packaging for some stuff, because it's just like, I feel like it's so easily breakable. But I do love Milk products, like I want more of them so bad, but they're just so fucking expensive. It's so funny to look at the product shrinkage from like where it's been exposed from being airtight versus not. If you ever get anything from Milk, you should keep this little cap thing, because that's gonna keep your product from shrinking and like having a different texture. Okay, and then we'll do the gloss as well. I'm like running out already. Oh my god, I've only had this gloss for a little bit. I do like it. It's like a very sticky gloss. I like it a lot. It's pretty expensive though, so I don't know if I would say it's worth the price, but it's cute. But yeah, there you have it. We're all done with our makeup, I think. So thank you for joining me. I hope you had a good time just kind of listening to me talk and hang out and stuff. If you have any video suggestions, please let me know. Or like gluten-free recipes, for sure, let me know. Or salad recipes, actually, because I think I'm probably gonna start trying other salads as well. But for right now, the Caesar salad, phenomenal.